Welcome to Stories for Wonderful Children. I'm Dan Winella, your host and storyteller. Years ago, I began recording the bedtime stories I told my children every night. Now, we would like to share those stories with you. I hope you enjoy my Stories for Wonderful Children.
There's a little girl named Winella, and she lives in a very special house full of many special rooms. But the most special room of all is Winella's room, because everything in it is pink and blue, except for one thing. Do you know what that is?
The ceiling fan.
What color is that?
Purple.
Well, one night, Winella went to sleep in her room, and she had been asleep several hours when she was awakened by a sound. The sound sounded like this.
Theodore! How do I suspect that this is Theodore?
Well, you are correct. Winella woke up, and she sat up in bed, and she recognized the sound. Even though she was sleepy, she recognized it. She said, "Theodore, how are you?" "I'm fine, Winella. How are you this evening?" Winella said, "I'm fine, but I'm a little bit sleepy." "What brings you here?" "Flibbertygibit would like to see you." "Now?" "No, tomorrow morning would be fine." "All right," said Winella. "I'll remember." She laid back down and pulled her blankets up snugly up to her chin and curled up and went to sleep. She slept comfortably for the rest of the night. When she woke up in the morning, she put on her adventuring clothes, because when you go to visit Flibbertygibit, you never know what kind of adventure is coming up next. She put on her adventuring clothes and took the cat's paw highway to Flibbertygibit's castle. She walked up to the gates of the castle and identified herself to the guards, who said, "Meow, we know who you are, Winella. You may go in. His Majesty is awaiting you." So she walked into the throne room. But she had gotten there so early in the morning that Flibbertygibit was not in the throne room yet. So she asked the steward where he was. They said that he was in the kitchen getting his breakfast. Winella walked in, and she was expecting to see Flibbertygibit eating tuna fish for breakfast. But he was not. He was eating a big bowl of something that was sort of pink and fishy looking, and some leaves of different sorts. And Winella said, "Hi, Flibbertygibit." "Oh, it is good to see you, Winella. Thank you for coming so promptly. Would you like some salad with, this is a very tasty salmon. I'm having a salmon salad. Would you like some?"
Salmon salad?
"No, thank you, Flibbertygibit," Winella said. I already had my breakfast. Now, Theodore said there was something you needed to see me about." "Oh, yes. Well, thank you for reminding me. I have a question, and I have asked all of my wisest cats, and they do not know the answer." And Winella said, "Well, maybe I can help you." "Here is my question. You know I like a tuna fish, right?" And Winella said, "Right, Flibbertygibit." He said, Do you know what else I like?" And Winella said, "Well, I can see you like salmon salad." "Oh, you are right. You are a very smart little girl. But that is not what I have my question about. What I have a question about is another favorite food. A food that everyone likes to eat for a dessert. Can you guess what that food is?"
Ice cream.
Winella guessed ice cream. Flibbertygibit said, "Oh, I had not thought of that. Ice cream is very tasty, but I'm thinking of a flavor. It is in ice cream, and it is in cake, and it is in a candy, and it is in a cookies. Do you know what I am speaking of? It is,
Milkshake.
a brown.
Brownie.
It is in the brownies, and it is in the milkshakes.
Chocolate chips.
Oh, you are right. It is a chocolate. He said, and here's my question. Where does a chocolate come from? Winella said, I'm not sure.
It comes from trees.
She said, well, see, you know that. Winella did not know that. Winella said, I'm not sure where chocolate comes from. She said, maybe it comes from Kandie Land. Oh, you may be right. Who do you think would know for sure? And Winella said, well, let's go to Kandie Land and ask the chocolate bat. I'm sure that if all the chocolate comes from Kandie Land, he would know. Well, that is a very good idea. Let me finish my breakfast, and then we will go. All right, said Winella. Would you like something to drink while you wait? And Winella said, I'd like some milk, please. Would you like a chocolate milk? Oh, yes, that'd be very nice. Cook.
Chocolate.
Cook, get Lady Winella some chocolate milk. And the cook, who was also a cat, of course, was a cat with big fluffy white fur, got her a glass of milk, and he mixed in the chocolate syrup and gave it to her. And she sipped it while Flibbertygibit was finishing his breakfast. And then they both went out to the Cat's Paw Highway, and they turned around 3 times saying, Cat's Paw Highway, oh, Cat's Paw Highway, Cat's Paw Highway, oh, take us where we want to go. And then they were going very fast.
When Flibbertygibit wants the Cat's Paw Highway to take someone somewhere, can he just make them go, or does he have to turn them around 3 times?
I don't know. If anyone can do it without turning someone around 3 times, it would be Flibbertygibit, since it's his Cat's Paw Highway. But I'm not sure. In any case, they arrived in Kandie Land, and Winella led Flibbertygibit straight to the cave of the chocolate bat. She yelled, hello! But she didn't hear anything, so Flibbertygibit stepped up the cave and yelled, oh, hello! Hello! And after a minute they heard some rustling. And then the chocolate bat came out, rubbing his eyes and looking all sleepy, and said, oh, I'm sorry, I was asleep. I didn't hear you at first. Oh, it is all right. I am very sorry for waking you up. Winella said, we had a question. Well, yes, what is it? Said the chocolate bat. The question is mine, actually. I was wondering, where does a chocolate come from? Does it come from a Kandie Land? And the chocolate bat said, well, no, I don't think so. All the chocolate in Kandie Land besides me is rocks of one sort or another. But we don't mine it. We don't send it out to the rest of the world. So I don't know where the chocolate in the rest of the world comes from. But he said, but you know, I can get you that answer. He said, when we in Kandie Land don't know something about candy, when we have a question that has bamboozled us, we have candy consultants. You have a candy what? Candy consultants. They are people who love candy so much that they have learned a great deal about it. And I know 2 of our candy consultants in particular that I think know a great deal about chocolate. Oh, let us go and ask these candy consultants. And so they all got on the Cat's Paw Highway. The chocolate bat and Flibbertygibit and Winella, and they all turned around 3 times, saying, Cat's Paw Highway, Cat's Paw Highway, oh, Cat's Paw Highway, take us where we want to go. And then they were going very fast, and then they were in a backyard with trees, and a swing set, and a fence along the back, and a garage, and a bird feeder. And they all walked up to the back porch, and they knocked on the back door. and a girl came and opened the door.
Winella hasn't met Diana, but she's met me before.
Okay. And when the girl answered the door, Winella said, "Wait, this is your candy consultant?" And the chocolate bat said, "Yes." And Winella said, "I know this. I know her. She's Rebecca Rachita." And the chocolate bat said, "Oh, I didn't know that." He said, and Rebecca turned and she called, "Diana, Winella, and the chocolate bat, and a really big tiger are here." And Diana came running up and she said, "Where?" And she said, "Wow." And Flibbertygibit said, "It is very nice to meet you. Tell me, the chocolate bat says that you are a Kandie consultants." And Diana said, "That's right, we are, because we love candy." And Flibbertygibit said, "Oh, that is excellent. I also love candy. I especially love candy with a chocolate in it. And I was wondering, where does a chocolate come from?" And Rebecca said,
Trees.
"Oh, it comes from trees? Oh, what kind of a tree?" And Diana piped up and she said, "It comes from a tree that makes cocoa beans."
Huh?
Cocoa beans. And Flibbertygibit said, "But I thought you said that a chocolate came from the tree." And Rebecca said, "Well, yes, the beans are cocoa beans, and you take the beans out of the pods and you grind them up. And when you grind them up, you get cocoa powder. And when you mix the cocoa powder with other things like milk and sugar and butter and put it all together, then you get, oh, wait, I know, then you get a chocolate." And Winella and Rebecca and Diana all said, "Right. Oh, where do cocoa bean trees grow?" And Rebecca and Diana looked at each other and said, "We're not sure. Give us a second, we'll go look it up." And they went and they found their daddy, and their daddy helped them look it up on the computer. And they found out that they came back and they said, they grow in warm places like jungles. "Oh, really? My palace is in a warm place. It is in a jungle. I wonder if there are cocoa bean trees in my jungle. I will have to go straight home and look." And that's what he did. He turned around and he went straight home. He disappeared. And then Rebecca and Diana said, "Well, you know, all this talk of chocolate has made us hungry. Would you like to come in and have some chocolate milk?" And so Winella and the chocolate bat came into their house, and Rebecca and Diana asked permission from their mommy and daddy, who said that since they had special guests over, they could have some chocolate milk. And they did. And then the chocolate bat and Winella went home.
Thanks for listening to Stories for Wonderful Children. I created today's story, but questions and witty commentary were supplied by my children. The music was created by Brandon Thompson. If you enjoy the show, please tell someone about it or leave a review on your podcast provider. Our website is storiesforwonderfulchildren.com, and you can also find us on most social media. I'm Dan Wendelin, reminding you to tell someone you love a story.